Again, thanks for joining us, everybody, on the telethon. With us right now is Christa Lynne. Christa, we're glad to have you on our telethon this year.
I'm glad to be here.
And the reason that you're sitting here talking with me is because you have a daughter who comes to the Key Training Center, is a very important part of the Key Training Center,
That's
Regina.
Right.
And it's been a number of years that Regina has been a part of the Key Center, right?
That's right.
Tell me a little bit about Regina and her upbringing, a little bit starting from childhood up.
Well, Regina was born mentally retarded. She has retardation of unknown origin. So the doctor said, take her home and love her. And that's what we have done.
Right. How old is she today?
Now she is 47 years old.
47, okay.
Yes. She was at home until age 5, and then a few years at Sunland Training Center. And then we took her back home. And she went to school when classes opened for the retarded.
Right.
And then we heard of the Citrus County Association for Retarded Children. I had a friend over there on the East Coast, Dolores Cole, who had a son, Chet Cole. And she told me that her son had accepted the position over here as director and was going to open group homes plus a facility for the profoundly retarded by the name of Key Pine Village.
Right.
And Regina would fit right into that facility. So we came over and looked at Citrus County, looked at the training center and spoke with Chet, and he drove us around the wooded area of what is now Key Pine Village. And we were very excited about the prospect of a home, a good home for Regina. We sold our home, made the move over here, and Regina first entered the school system for another year and a half. And then when Key Pine Village opened, Regina was ready.
And what year was that?
This was 1981.
81.
And she was there for 28 years.
Wow. That is terrific.
She loved being there. She had boyfriends. She loved the dances. She was just the happiest person in the world.
Great.
And we were free to take little camping trips once in a while and sleep late. And we just knew that Regina was taken care of.
For parents of people with developmentally disabled, this has got to be a terrific thing, offering you some respite care.
It was a dread that every parent has. What is going to happen to my child when we die? And Regina has a home here. She's not at Key Pine Village anymore. She became very ill, had to go to a nursing home. But she was recovering. And Chet said that they did have an opening just at the right time at an assisted living facility. It is like a group home, except
Right.
it's licensed as an assisted living facility.
Burns Cottage.
Which is Burns Cottage. And Regina moved back out of the nursing home and has adjusted well, is back in her class during the day, the same class that she was in, and is as happy as she was at the other place.
Terrific.
And I am totally relieved that she doesn't have to spend the rest of her life in the nursing home.
Well, to another parent who may be out there with a developmentally disabled child, what would you say to them about Key Training Center?
I would say that they did not have to fear for their child's future, that there will be a place for their child somewhere, depending on the mentality, either mild or moderately or profoundly retarded. There are homes for each child, no matter what the problem of retardation.
Right. This has got to be a big concern for a parent because the child is going to be living, we expect, past when the parents are no longer with us. and they want to make sure that their child is taken care of, right?
It is the utmost concern for a parent with a retarded child. What happens to my child when I'm gone?
And it's through the generous donations of people in our audience today and many others who make this possible and help for the expenses that are incurred.
That's right. The Key Training Center could not exist the way it is now without the help of the community. The state and federal government and local governments, I think, support the Key to some extent. Certain areas are paid for, but certainly by far not all of the expenses. And so much is needed. And we parents give what we can, and our relatives and our friends, and I know the whole community has been very generous, and we are grateful.
One of the things that has got to be a joy to you is to see that since Regina has been at the Key Training Center, she's able to fit into a social atmosphere with people. You mentioned that she's had some friends, boyfriends, and other friends that she gets to know, and they become very important to her, and she becomes important to them, right?
That's right. Without them, she would only have her immediate family at home, sitting by herself every day, except maybe the day program where she would probably be. But all weekend she would be at home alone, only with parents who cannot sit with her, play with her, you know, with a child every
Right.
day. I mean, every hour.
Right.
So it gives her a life. And she feels like a grown-up, and she feels like she belongs somewhere in this world with others like her.
It's got to be important to Regina and many others that they feel like they have a productive life and that they fit in and that they have friends as well as just relatives, right?
That's right. She loves coming home, but she also loves coming back to
Very
her
good.
home and her friends. She has friends at school, in her class. She has friends in her home. And even now, not living at Key Pine Village anymore, she sees her former housemates and socializes with them when they have parties or even at school. She still sees them.
Since coming here in the 80s and becoming a part of the Key Training Center, you've seen it grow an awful lot over the years, right?
Oh, it's entirely different. So many communities have sprung up surrounding Crystal River and Lecanto and everywhere. It has really changed.
And as the community has grown, Citrus County, you mentioned Crystal River, Lecanto, Beverly Hills, and whatnot. As those communities have grown and evolved, you've also seen the Key Training Center become an expanding part of the community, right?
The Key Training Center had one group home when we moved here. And then Key Pine Village was built. And now, I don't know how many group homes there are, but there are many. There are apartments. There are single homes that some of the higher level retarded people were able to buy. And there are group homes for the different levels, I believe.
Okay. Well, Christa, I want to thank you for joining us on the telethon today. Our conversation's been great. I've enjoyed it. And we've learned a little bit about Regina and a little bit how the Key Training Center has helped her. Even going beyond that, it's helped you as a parent.
That's right.
So again, thanks for joining us today. And we'll mention that, again, the Key Training Center is home and provides a life for about 300 developmentally disabled folks. And you folks in the audience help us with that with your generous donation today and throughout the year. Christa, thanks so much again for being here, for talking about Regina and the great work that's going on at the Key Training Center. And let's go back right now to our telethon.